Mordoviya is located in the center of the European part of Russia, in the Volga Federal District. Its area is more than 26,000 square kilometers. Within 500 kilometers from the city of Saransk, there are about 40 million people, and some cities with populations over 1 million. The region is located very well. There are more than 10,000 kilometers of roads and over 550 kilometers of railway lines. That is very convenient domestic and interregional transportation. There is a federal highway, M5, that is part of an important transcontinental route. The Republic has one of the largest railway stations that links central Russia with the southeastern part of European territory, the Urals and Siberia. Mordoviya is very close to Moscow. The distance from the western border of the Republic to the Moscow Ring Road is only 330 kilometers, and regular flights from Saransk to Moscow are less than an hour. There are more than 1,000 cities in Russia, but Saransk is among 11 host cities to hold the World Cup FIFA 2018. Why is it so? It is because Mordoviya is a rapidly growing multinational republic. There are about 1 million people there, 43% of whom are rural residents. It is important that Mordoviya is one of the first districts in Russia that was completely gasified. The capital of the region in 2011 was officially recognized as the most comfortable city in Russia, and in 2013, it received the status of one of the greenest cities in the country. Housing facilities in Saransk are constantly renovated, as well as social infrastructure. There are modern healthcare facilities in the city. They include Federal Prenatal Center, the modern Republican Medical Center, Mordoviya Republican Clinical Hospital, as well as a unique dialysis center. Technical equipment of these medical facilities meet modern international standards and can provide a full range of medical services and carry out surveys and operations of high complexity. New technologies help to provide safety. The situation in the streets of Saransk is controlled by the automated intelligence system called the Safe City. There is a well-developed network of information and communication technologies that includes broadband internet, digital TV broadcasting, and the fourth generation mobile communication of LTE standard. There are city parks, theaters, museums, concert halls, as well as shopping and entertainment centers and nightclubs in the city. A stadium for 45,000 spectators, according to the latest requirements of the FIFA Commission, will have been built in one of the most picturesque places in Saransk by 2018. Saransk Airport, which now accepts all types of aircraft, will be renovated and acquire international status. The existing hotel infrastructure will be expanded to new buildings, including a modern hotel residential complex, Tavla. Mordoviya is constantly developing in terms of economics. Gross regional product has increased by 2 times. The scale of industrial production has increased by more than 3 times. Investment in the fixed capital of the Republic has increased by 4 times. The total turnover in the region for 10 years has increased by 8 times. The largest share in the structure of the economy of the Republic of Mordoviya is traditionally the processing industries, 90%. The leaders are industry, construction, and agriculture. The strategy of economic development of Mordoviya is mainly focused on competitiveness and cluster development industries. In close connection are educational establishments, innovative engineering centers, and industry. The initial element of the innovation economy of the region is the Republican Lyceum Center for Gifted Children. The goal of this educational institution is the formation of human resources in the field of high technologies. Research capacity of Mordoviya includes 11 higher education institutions and their affiliates. Among 10,000 inhabitants of the Republic, there are about 500 students. 10% of students come to the Republic from neighboring regions of Russia. More than 1,000 university students of Mordoviya are the citizens of foreign countries. National Research University, one of the largest universities in Russia, is a recognized center for the training of scientific and pedagogical staff for the entire country. There are 14 doctoral dissertation councils on 72 specialities. Innovations are one of the main priorities of modern economic development of Mordoviya. In 2012, the region established the Federal Technopark in the sphere of high technologies. Today, some residents of the Technopark have become participants in the Skolkovo project. And on August the 6th, 2013, the Fiber Optics Engineering Center was founded, which in the future will be the center of optoelectronics. Mordovian industry has a cluster structure. We have the best enterprises in the Volga Federal District and Russia that work closely with international partners. The Federal Innovation Cluster of the Republic, Efficient Lighting and Intelligent Lighting Control Systems, is represented by 20 organizations employing more than 12,000 professionals. The enterprise produces 30% of all manufactured lighting products in Russia. An example of successful investments. LLC Nepes Rus is a joint venture with the participation of the South Korean company Nepes LED Corporation on the basis of Technopark Mordoviya. The organization is engaged in the manufacture and assembly of lighting using advanced LED world technology. Innovative Territorial Carriage Building Cluster is represented by a cluster of leading industrial holdings of transport engineering, RM Rail, that employs more than 12,000 people. Products of the cluster include more than 15% of the market share in Russia and 60% for the production of specialized cars and tanks. VKM Steel has a large car casting production. There is active work on creation of innovative rolling stock. Cluster production of cable products is well developed in Mordoviya due to the large and highly specialized factories whose products are in demand in the export market. Total volume of products produced by a cluster is up to 10% of all the products in the Russian market. The cluster includes 11 independent companies of the group of companies Optisenergo and other organizations including the Spanish-Russian joint venture Salmat, co-founded by a Spanish firm Saprem SA. Regional clusters of power electronics produce 1/10 of all the products of the industry in Russia and are presented in Mordoviya in some more enterprises. In the short term, the position of clusters of power electronics and the cable industry will strengthen the work of fiber cluster in Mordoviya. Now it is the first industrial fiber plant in the region. The volumes of produced industrial fiber will be 2.5 million kilometers per year in the future. Since the optical fiber in Russia is only imported, the company will be of strategic importance. Building materials cluster in Mordoviya is presented by one of the most advanced companies in the country, Mordov Cement, where there are $1 billion of foreign investments. Besides the production of cement mixes, the cluster involves the construction of brick and tile. The volume of manufactured products of the cluster makes up more than 8% of market share in Russia. Food processing cluster in Mordoviya is presented by enterprises that manufacture confectionery, beverages, and sugar. They include Cheese Factory Sarmich, Lamzor, Cheese Factory Ichalkovsky. A special place is occupied by meat processing and dairy production. There is one of the modern breweries in Saransk that belongs to OJSC, Sun InBev, which is a Russian unit of the world's largest brewing company, Anheuser-Busch InBev. Malthouse in Saransk is recognized as the most effective branch among all the malting companies of AB InBev. Favorable temperate climate of central region contributes to the successful development of most agricultural sectors. Mordoviya has always been an agrarian region and is increasing its pace of development now. The agricultural sector is still a strong sphere in Mordovian economics. In general, the Republic actively participates in foreign relations with more than 60 countries, including Germany, Italy, the USA, Netherlands, Belarus, Kazakhstan, etc. The investment policy is to support investors and ensure comfortable and mutually beneficial partnerships. The favorable investment conditions in the Republic indicate that Saransk is the second in the ranking of subnational study by the World Bank, Doing Business in Russia, 2012. There are the following support measures for investors. Selection of necessary construction land sites, tax exemptions, reduction in the income tax rate, exemption from property tax, exemption from land tax, subsidization of interest on bank loans and lease payments, providing surety of guarantee fund of Mordoviya. The important aspects of the investment policy of Mordoviya are the ability to provide enterprises with energy of up to 500 megawatts of electricity and up to 3 billion cubic meters of gas a year. human resourcing of investment activities, increasing competitiveness of the Republic and political stability in the region. Investment infrastructure is formed by 15 green fields and more than 10 brown fields within the territories of existing enterprises.